Hello everybody. Hey, it's Monday evening. So anyways, I usually don't make a video for my channel this late, but ever since President Agent Orange took office, I've been keeping a close eye on all the changes and all the effects that people are suffering, and also the different agencies that's been impacted by their decisions. The MAGA Republicans, Donald Trump, and the involvement of Elon Musk. So there's a lot of disruption going on right now in our country. I was sitting down relaxing, watching some headline news. Many states they're forming gatherings all over our country. Los Angeles is protesting in their highways, in their cities, and there's thousands of people out protesting, mainly the deportation of immigrants, Mexican immigrants, all different nationalities. They're taken to the streets and they're protesting, as they should. They're protesting in our nation's capital, and they're outside of our Congress buildings, government buildings, agencies, the Department of Education, Department of Health, USAID agencies. Our government, the new government, is notifying employees, federal employees of American ID not to come into work. The agency is shut down. They still have not reinstated the funds that's supposed to be distributed to those agencies that support different things in our country that's been affected and was mandated by the federal courts. But anyway, like I said, I usually don't post videos this late in the evening when I come home from work, but this is a very, very, very dangerous time. I feel like our country is at its weakest points, and our allies are not backing up the MAGA conservative. They're not backing up Agent Orange, and but all the Democrats are banding together, and some Republicans are on our side, which is a good thing. And like I said in my last video, our court system is battling down many of the executive orders that President Agent Orange signed. So before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and to those people just visiting my channel for the first time. If you guys are resonating with my thoughts and my feelings about what's going on, please consider on subscribing. If you subscribe, you want to hit that notification bell several times so you get notifications of all my uploads. And don't forget to leave me a comment or two, give me a thumbs up, and if you can, I would appreciate it if you share. I'll be right back with more.
I'm not suggesting anything so complicated.
So anyways, I don't want to stay up past maybe 15 or 20 minutes making this video, but I just want to express what my personal plans are, because a lot of people who are going to be affected, I resonate with them. I resonate with a lot of people being affected, and I'm thinking about my future as well.
You've got to tell me what's going on.
It's nothing, Arthur, honest.
Look, Tommy, I haven't pressed you about this thing. I figured you'd tell me at the right time.
The Democrats or liberals are doing the best they can, and they're fighting in the House of the Senate, they're fighting in the House of Representatives, and they're pleading to their friends across the aisle that they're open-minded to sit down and discuss how we can bring our country back together. And as you can see, people are divided. One of our politicians made a comment a few days ago. He said that every one of these things that President Trump and Elon Musk and the Project 2025 is causing things to be discombobulated here. It seems like there's nothing that the Republicans are sharing with us on what's happening, and they're not even talking about a resolution on their end about how they're going to come forward and help our nation come together and improve our economies, our situations. They're not doing anything. They're almost like that. It's quiet on that side, and it sounds like crickets. If you can hear crickets, that means that it's super, super quiet, because crickets come out late at night and they make the chirping sounds. And that's the only thing you can hear. And with all the turbulent times that we're seeing, the Republicans seem to be at ease. They seem to be peaceful. Not that they're peaceful when they're debating, but that's the energy that they're conveying to the Democrats and liberals here, that they seem to be fine with it. They're not sharing anything that's going on with what we're seeing happening. So that's very concerning to me and very concerning to the American people. And I'm so happy that the Democrats are showing a 150% interest, and they're really pulling people together to go out and protest in a peaceful manner, of course, and to show that we're not going to let the Trump President Agent Orange trample on the Constitution and going through this canceling thing. We're being canceled right now. People's rights are being canceled, okay? They're rewinding everything, every single thing. It doesn't matter what it is. They're trampling on it and they're steamrolling everything. But let me go back to what I started saying about my future. Even though the Democrats are fighting like hell and they're fueling protests across our country, when I sit back and look and think about the certain communities that's being impacted, I belong to one of those certain communities, and I have empathy for everybody in general as a whole. But I feel like my personal rights are being trampled on, And it's having me to reflect on where my future is going to end up. Do I want to stay in this country? Because even though the Democrats, when they finally get in office, we don't know how long it's going to be. I'm looking at everything that's happening, and if you were to ask me my opinion, I would say that at the end of President Agent Orange's term, this is supposed to be his last term, but I don't think he's going to give up the 4 years easily. I think we're going to have a lot of problems, and I'm hoping that he gets impeached. I'm hoping that he gets impeached and gets removed out of office. By what I'm seeing, the federal courts' reaction towards all these things that they're doing, which is illegal, I'm seeing that there's going to be an impeachment, several impeachments going on here. A lot of the things that were struck down, and there's a restraining order on these things, ultimately they're going to go to the Supreme Court where decisions are going to have to be made. But even when the Republicans get out of office and they start losing some seats in the House, and we have some kind of equal balance of power, or we have an edge over them, even though when that happens, I don't know if I feel secure in this country, because I see how easily things can change. I see how easy things can change, and we have a demonic, possessive, unempathetic group of neo-Nazi political people in our government that don't ever want to see certain groups of the society to take office. So therefore, they're attacking the educational system. And what that does is it reassures them that our children's future, certain ethnicities of our children, their future may never or ever dream about pursuing a political career so they could contribute to our country and to our democracy, where we have a level playing field. With what's happening with their rolling back everything and erasing certain people's rights in some agencies and all this stuff, it prevents the younger children from learning and participating in our government in the future. And what that does is it promises the white supremacists, the neo-Nazis, and their population from moving up. Because what I'm seeing is they're replacing a lot of experienced people in our government and agencies. They're just removing them, and they're putting them people in those positions that have no experience, that are underqualified. And that tells me that if they stop the education from people that can go to college and go to law school and pursue political science so they could one day become leaders in our country, that's not going to happen. So they're going to go ahead and start looking at other people that have less credibility and to appoint them in those offices without even going through college and pursuing a political career in the future. So, because that's what's happening right now. They're putting people who are just going to honor President Agent Orange. They're going to bow down to him. That's what they're doing. Look what happened with some of our politicians. Marco Rubio, RFK Jr., and some of other political people or state attorneys and people taking positions from the FBI agencies. You know what I'm trying to say. But I see that as we move closer to when the 4 years comes where Trump has to step down, then they're going to run again. I don't think it's going to be an easy thing to do. I think we're looking at the perfect storm here. We're looking at the perfect storm for an uprising. If we don't impeach President Agent Orange out of office, I know what would happen. If it does happen, J.D. Vance or Lance, I can never get his name down. All I know, he's a hypocrite. He's probably going to move over to be president, and then he's going to go ahead and exonerate and drop all charges against Trump. And he's going to finish off Trump's term. And then we're going to have a re-election where we're going to have more uprising. But I think Trump is going to hold on to presidency past 4 years. We're going to have this uprising I just mentioned. And they're causing the perfect storm. It's going to be almost like the North against the South. It's going to be a civil war. It's not going to be pretty. Do I want to continue to live in this kind of society with so much hostility in my life? It's horrible. Our country is at its weakest points. Our allies in other countries have no respect for this criminal Agent Orange that's come in so brutally like this. And it's all running on the basis of Project 2025 to dispatch, to disarm, and to deconstruct our government to where we literally got to begin from scratch. And when it's formed, it's going to be one of the most ugliest government that America has ever seen. Look at what's happening in such a short time here. We're going into the 4th week here, and we have protests all over the country, which is a good thing because people are showing their disapproval of this president. And the last time I checked on his approval rating, it was below 49%. He was at maybe 35%. And people who disapprove him are at about 46%, around there. And I hope his approval rating keeps dropping. And people who are finally start to see that this guy was nothing but a fake. He misled people. He misconstrued them. He used them. Many MAGA Republicans are turning against him. Go onto YouTube and start searching MAGA Republicans who are angry and who are anti-Trump now. Not just him, but even those Hispanics and Latino Americans and African Americans who supported Trump because they thought they're going to get a better deal than getting Kamala Harris in. So Americans are paying attention to what's happening, and I'm one of the Americans who are paying attention like never before, because this affects every one of us. So anyways, I did say in the beginning of the video that I don't want to go past 15 or 20 minutes of this. And I just want to say thank you very much for checking out my channel. Please share if you can. Please share if you can. Our country is going down a very, very dark path right now. And we don't know how things are gonna end up, because it seems to me that President Agent Orange is not listening. He's ignoring the justice, the court system, the federal courts. And it's going to be an uphill battle, but we have a good start here. I think the American people are going to stick together, and we're going to start pulling more people away from the Republican Party. And if it does come to some kind of resolution where we can normalize voting and campaigning, I doubt it very much if these same Republicans ever vote another Republican for a long time. That's my dream. That's my hope. Because right now, I'm looking at my future, and I'm thinking of leaving this country because I don't want to live out the rest of my life in such a divided country where I can put myself in harm's way, because there are people that's not going to like me. There's going to be people watching my videos, okay? I live in a very conservative county, and I'm not experiencing any problems with anybody, but I'm going to hold myself up, and I'm going to voice my opinion if I'm ever confronted in public about it. I'm going to say it like it is, like I'm saying right now. I'm not going to bat an eye. I'm not going to walk around with my chin down. I'm going to walk with my head held high, my chin up, and proud of my belief system and what I believe in and who I am. So anyways, I hope you guys have a nice night, and I'll be talking to you guys soon this week.